Hello student, my name is Gaetan Fanta. Today we are discussing on grade 12 history, unit 7, the major regional and global development since the end of Second World War. After studying this unit, you will be able to explain the division of world into capitalist and socialist, analyze the main feature of Cold War, explain the cause and consequence of Vietnam War, describe the origins of Arab-Israel conflict. This unit consisted the following subtopic. The first subtopic, the emergence of antagonistic superpower, especially USA and USSR. Second subtopic, the division of the world into East and West Bloc and the Cold War. The third subtopic, the Indian independence movement. The fourth one, Indonesia from Dutch colony to its independence. The fifth one, the Arab-Israel conflict. The sixth one, the Vietnam War. The last one, the Chinese Socialist Revolution. Let us see each topic one by one. The first one, the emergence of antagonistic superpower after the end of Second World War. The World War II was mainly fought in Europe. As a result of this, it affects Britain, Germany, and France. Those states seriously affected by the Second World War. In the other side, after the end of Second World War, USA and USSR came out of the Second World War much stronger than they had been before. They become superpower of the world. Before the war, USA followed isolation policy. Student, what do you mean by isolation? Isolation was based on the assumption that USA could live in peace if it avoided the involvement in the affairs of Europe and other world, until the rise of Second World War. USA entered the Second World War since December 1941, Japan attack of Pearl Harbor. Before the war, except the island of Hawaii, the territories of USA had not been battleground for the World War. After the end of Second World War in 1945, USA adopted active involvement in the case of other world. Let us see the first superpower, especially USA. USA followed a capitalist between 1928 up to 1945. GNP, or the gross national product of USA, rise from 91 billion to 230 billions. The other development of USA, in 1945, America developed atomic bomb. Then USA used this atomic bomb to attack Hiroshima and Nagasaki. August 9, against the two Japan cities was attacked by atomic bomb. The other development of USA after the end of Second World War, the average income of American citizens 2 times than British and 7 times Russian citizens. Those are the development of USA since the end of Second World War. The other one, in 1915, more than half of world total motor vehicles was found in USA. Mind you, half of world total vehicles found in USA. The other development of USA, on January 31, 1958, USA sent first artificial satellite to orbit. The other one, July 29, 1958, the National Aeronautics Space Act, or NASA, was formed in USA. And Neil Armstrong became the first human to set on moon on July 20, 1969. This is all about the development of USA since the end of Second World War. Student, the next one, Russia. USSR, Union of Soviet Socialist Republic. Russia followed socialism. During the time of Second World War, USA lost 20 million of its citizens. In 1945, amount considerably increased. Then in 1949, the same with America, USSR developed atomic bomb. The other one, in 1953, USA and Russia economic difference was narrowed. Then the Soviet won the contest. Before USA, October 4, 1957, they put artificial satellite Sputnik the first into the orbit. Then the first pilot was Yuri Gagarin. Russian pilot was the first human journey to outer space of the Earth. This all about USSR versus USA. Student, the next topic, the division of world into East and West Bloc. Let us see the East Bloc. The East Bloc or Socialist Communist states are USSR, Union of Soviet Socialist Republic, Poland, Hungary, China, Yugoslavia, Bulgaria, Romania, Cuba, Czechoslovakia, Albania, East Germany, North Korea, North Vietnam, etc. The leader of this group was USSR. All Eastern and Central part of Europe under the domination of socialism. The next, the West Bloc. The leader of West Bloc was USA. The member of West Bloc, USA, United Kingdom, France, West Germany. Mind you, East Germany, the members of Socialist, while West Germany on the side of capitalism. The other one, Canada, Italy, those are the member of Western Bloc, or they are a capitalist state. The bloc leader of this, USA. The saying of the rulers, student, mind you, those are the saying of the now leader, especially the leader of Britain, USSR foreign diplomat, and the president of USA. Let us see each one by one. First one, Winston Churchill.
If any words that I have spoken have commanded attention, that is only because they find an echo in the breasts of those of every land and of every race who love freedom and are the foes of tyranny.
You're the Prime Minister of Great Britain. He says that an iron curtain was drawn between European in the East and West. This was the side of Winston Churchill. Second one, Melenkov. He was USSR diplomat. Says that we must, in the first place, consolidate and strengthen further the Soviet socialist state. We must remember that our friend will respect us only long as we are strong. There is no respect for the weak ones. The weak get beaten. This was the saying of Melenkov. He was USSR diplomat. The third one, President Harry Truman. President Harry Truman, he explained in short way, how many divisions have you? I am tired of babying the Soviet. Those three sayings are related with ideological struggle between Eastern and Western. Student, the next lesson, the main future of Cold War, or the manifestation of Cold War after the end of World War II. The first features the war of words. There was a strong propaganda between the Eastern Bloc and the Western Bloc. The other main features, ideological struggle. It means socialism versus capitalism, or the Eastern versus the Western. The other development, weapon race, to build more and more destructive weapons like missile, nuclear, atomic bomb. Those are destructive weapons. The other one, competition or spying. For example, KGB, CIA, Mossad. Those are the institution for spying. The other one, economic conflict. The other one, building military allies. NATO for the Western state or for the capitalist. Warsaw Pact for socialist state. The NATO was established in 1949, while Warsaw Pact 1955. The other main feature of Cold War was building military base in the different parts of the world. The manifestations of Cold War. In 1947, the American president Harry Truman
Britain finds itself under the necessity of reducing or liquidating its commitments in several parts of the world, including Greece. As in the case of Greece, if Turkey is to have the assistance it needs, the United States must supply it. We are the only country able to provide that help.
Announced determination to contain or stop the spread of socialists. To achieve the aim, Truman Doctrine aimed the USA gave financial aid to Greece and Turkey. This was the plan of USA in 1947. Another plan of USA was Marshall Plan. The Marshall Plan, as well as the Truman Doctrines, the main aim of doctrine and plan to rebuild Europe. To achieve this aim, between 1929 up to 1952, USA supplied $9 billion to the European country. At the time, the two measures of Joseph Stalin. Joseph Stalin, he was the leader of Russia or USSR at the time. His first measures, he created the Czechoslovakian crisis, in 1948. The other one, Berlin blockade. The Berlin blockade, 1948 up to 1949. The two measures of Joseph Stalin lead to the formation of military alliance. That military alliance was known as NATO, North Atlantic Treaty Organization. Before that, Berlin was divided into four. The eastern part, or East Germany, under the domination of USSR. The western part was divided into USA, France, Britain, and to the three states, while the eastern part under the domination of Russia. NATO, or the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, was formed in 1949. The founding members were Belgium, Britain, Canada, Denmark, Norway, France, Iceland, Italy, Netherlands, Luxembourg, and USA. Later, Greece and Turkey joined to the group. This all about the formation of North Atlantic Treaty Organization. Student, the next one, the Socialist Bloc organization that was known as Warsaw Pact. Warsaw is the capital city of Poland. By the way, one of the results of Second World War, Warsaw was totally destroyed and rebuilt again. At this city, at Warsaw, the Warsaw Pact was organized by the leading of USSR. The founding members of Warsaw Pact were USSR, Albania, Bulgaria, Hungary, East Germany, Poland, Romania, and Czechoslovakia. Those are the founding members of Warsaw Pact. Was formed in 1955. The other one, USA and USSR, they built different weapons. Then they are afraid the impact of that weapon. So both Soviet and USA feared the possible outbreak of nuclear war or destructive war. The problem of nuclear war, release of radioactive materials. For example, the military bases were also built by USA and USSR at different strategic sites all over the world to safeguard their respective spheres of influence from the reach of the others. The two superpowers of the time was afraid flying weapons like missiles and nuclear. The next one, student, the formation of European Economic Community, EEC. European Economic Community was formed in 1957. Nowadays, European Union. The founding members of EEC or European Economic Community was France, Italy, West Germany, Belgium, Holland, Luxembourg, and Britain. The EEC nowadays developed into European Union. On the other side, the communist state or the socialist state also developed. The communist state are developed COMCON. COMCON means Council for Mutual Economic Assistance. This idea was raised from Joseph Stalin since 1949 up to 1991. By the end of 1971, all permanent members of UN, the permanent members of UN has a veto power. Those 5 states are Britain, France, Italy, USA, and Russia. Those states developed a nuclear by the end of 1971. In November 1969, there was a negotiation. That negotiation was disarmament negotiation. In other words, SALT, Strategic Arms Limitation Talk. The SALT was concluded in 1972. At the time, detente reached as the peak level. Peaceful coexistence reached as the peak level. The tension continued until the Cold War itself finally came to an end as a result of the two successful summits between President Ronald Reagan of US and Mikhail Gorbachev of USSR. Gorbachev and Ronald Reagan solved the problem. This all about the division of the world into West and East Bloc in the Cold War. Student, the next topic, the Indian independence movement. India was a British colony starting from during the reign of Elizabeth I. Elizabeth I, she was the daughter of Henry VIII. Starting from that up to 1947, India was a British colony. The Indian National Congress was founded in 1885 to lead the struggle for national independence. At the time, British worked to show difference between the Muslim and Hindu religion. In the 1913, under the leadership of Mahatma Gandhi, he developed civil disobedience campaign were carried to against British rule in India. But Gandhi and Nehru was arrested, later released from prison. To solve this problem, Britain called similar conference in order to reform and to introduce self-rule principles. Both the Hindu as well as the Muslims reject the proposal of the Britain. The leader of this group, Mahatma Gandhi, Nehru, B. Patel, the Muslim League was led by Muhammad Ali Jinnah. Those are rejected the British proposal. Later, on 26 January 1947, India became an independent state. Jawaharlal Nehru, he was the first Prime Minister of independent India. On the other side, Pakistan became an independent state. Muhammad Ali Jinnah became the first president of independent Pakistan. After independence, there was the war between Hindu and Muslim. Attack on Hindu by Muslim in Pakistan. On the other side, the Muslim was attacked by Hindu in India. Those conflicts lead to chaos, property destruction, beating of people, and killings of people. Mind you, student, to solve this problem, Mahatma Gandhi, he advised a tolerance. But the Hindu fanatic or the Hindu extremist did not listen him. Then the Hindu fanatic murdered Mahatma Gandhi 1948.
But throughout his life, Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi evoked mixed feelings. He was viewed alternatively as a fanatic or an eccentric, a reactionary, revolutionary, saint or messiah, or as a man who must be killed. He championed a philosophy of non-violence, only to die at the hand of an assassin. He led a peaceful resistance movement to free India from British rule. Yet, independent India was born at an hour of brutal carnage.
Nowadays, both India and Pakistan have a nuclear power. Today, the division of British India into three states, three independent states. First one, India. Second one, Pakistan. The third one, Bangladesh. India and Bangladesh are good neighboring states. On the other side, India and Pakistan fought each other for a long period of time. In the case of Kashmir. The next topic, student. Indonesia from Dutch colony to independent nation. Indonesia in the Pacific region of Spice Island, a colony of Netherlands, or the colony of Dutch, or the colony of Holland. Sukarno, he was the nationalist leader of Indonesia. Sukarno formed the National Party, Indonesian Party, of 1931. But since 1931, Japan conquered eastern part of Asia and central part of Asia. The slogan of Emperor Hirohito, Asia for Asians, to change Western imperialism by Japan imperialism. At that time, Indonesia was occupied by Japan. But after the end of Second World War, Indonesia independent from Japan occupation. After its independence, Dutch wanted to form a union government, but Sukarno against the idea of Dutch. Then Indonesia became an independent state on May 1956. The first president of Independent Republic of Indonesia became Sukarno. Sukarno, he was the supporter of USSR. This all about what I have. Thank you very much, student. Bye-bye.